Good afternoon everyone, and welcome to our second workshop on the PRISM user portal. Today we're going to have a look at knowledge and how you best access it and answer the queries that perhaps you would otherwise be referring onto IT. We're going to have a quick recap for the benefit of anyone that missed yesterday's session, and then we'll dive a little bit deeper into the knowledge management. So as we covered yesterday, the PRISM user portal is our interface into IT, and it is customized for each of your environments. So every client will be unique and will have access to their own knowledge. Some of the knowledge that I may demonstrate today may not be applicable to your environment and therefore may not be seen. Equally, there'll be specific knowledge in respect of your own environment and the applications that you use on a day-to-day basis. So a quick recap on how we connect to the portal. There are two primary mechanisms. Over the next couple of days, we'll be rolling out the desktop version, and you'll see an icon appear as per the graphic here with a little triangular pyramid, our PRISM portal icon, or otherwise you can access it via support.luminatech.co.uk, and the link is live now. You're welcome to access it any time, and you'll log in with your Office 365 credentials or your normal Windows credentials. If you have any issues getting connected, do contact our service desk, and tomorrow we'll show you how you can do that through the portal. So without further ado, let's jump in and have a look at the knowledge management. So on the primary landing page, this will be the page that you see when you first log into the portal. There will be the top knowledge base articles, and they'll be listed by category, and we'll be adding further knowledge and further categories over the next couple of days. So these will be listed out here. Any that are pinned will be in this bold color. Any that are just in the normal stack will be listed underneath, and so if we exceed the number that can be displayed within a single column, you'd need to drill into the specific category to then go and access that data. So you can drill down into a specific category and it will then bring up the further details of that category, and so if there are further pages you'll be able to get to it there. So just to recap how we get there, I can either click into the links from any of these pages, or I can go into company and knowledge base. Now the knowledge article will fly out from the right hand side. So for instance, if I click on here, it'll just come in. So it's intended to be a rapidly accessible means of acquiring and finding knowledge. So one of the things that we're doing in our design goals is ensuring that we keep this to one page. We want the knowledge to be accessible and quick for you. At any point, if you want to download the article and keep an offline copy, you're welcome to do so. Click on download, and you'll see in a moment that will trigger a PDF. There it goes. And so that will just create a PDF. If I open that up, there it is. It's a very, very simple PDF on there. Let's just jump back to the presentation. So to close the article, just click there, but equally, if you click on the window anywhere, that will close the article again. So you'll find the categories down the right hand side, and these will be subdivided by application or service, so email services, internet, hardware, software, etc. The latest and the popular will then be populated automatically, popular being just that, those that are being accessed most frequently, and latest being the ones that we have uploaded most frequently. And we will tag the articles and you'll be able to have a look at them through there. So that's the core knowledge base. And this is really the self-help area, the how-to guides of how do I share my calendar, how do I access Outlook on the web, and you can click in and there'll be a reminder with screenshots of how you then do that. So what other areas of knowledge do we have within the portal? The second main area is under here, the university. So the university is then divided into three segments: the courses, the Office 365 updates, and the quick starts. And I'm going to go through these in reverse order. So the quick starts are a growing selection of articles, generally about 4 or 5 pages long, which will then give you an introduction and the sort of core features of the main application. So we have all of the Office 365 suite in here. So Teams being how you're connected today, we'll use that as our example. So if you click into Teams, you'll get a front page, and again you can download these at any time, which will give you a walk around the key features of Teams. If you carry on scrolling through the pages, we then have a breakdown of each of the functions: how you start a conversation, how do you schedule a call, mentioning someone, adding emojis, etc. And we have these for all of the core Office 365 applications: Outlook, Excel, Word, etc. We've added the 3CX phone system for those of you that use that phone system, and again within there you'll be able to gain that knowledge of how to access the key features, voicemail, etc. of the phone system. So the quick start guides will also be populated with references to your own applications within the Office environment as well. So Office 365 updates we touched upon briefly yesterday. This is where Microsoft will provide updates to the core applications. So we don't control the content here. This is externally generated and it's relevant to all of the various Office 365 applications. The updates in here will be frequent and populous. So you'll see already for the 14th we have 2, we have 1 for the 13th, 2 for the 12th. So the pace and the rate of change from Microsoft is somewhat relentless. It is almost impossible for us to keep on top of that and keep communications coming towards you. So we're utilizing Microsoft's own feed. So for instance, Teams, as we're talking about now, if you want to have a look at what's new in Teams, you can select it here and it will then bring up the various Teams articles as to what's happening there. So for instance, the improvements in notes. So it's well worth having a look at that in terms of staying on top of the productivity improvements and how you can best use Teams. So then probably the most exciting part of the university is the courses. And so within here, we've populated a couple of courses just as a way of an example. So there's a Microsoft Teams basic course and a cybersecurity one. So you'll be able to enroll on the course. If it's been required by your organization as a mandatory course, it'll show required up here. Once you're enrolled on the course, as I'll now do, if I now come out of here, you'll see it now shows enrolled. So going back into the course, and I'll just walk you through a couple of the stages on here. So initially there'll be a little brief video, and most of the content on here will be video led, very short little 2 to 3 minute videos, and there'll be a text summation of the information, the core information in there. So you'll be able to look at the videos, watch the videos, and then go through some brief questions just to confirm that you've understood the content. So when signing into Microsoft Teams, you sign in with your, and I hope you'll all be able to answer, Microsoft 365 username and password, and it will then tell you immediately your score on that. So over time, we will add more courses in here and we'll work with the trainers and administrators within your organizations to add content specific to your environment as well. So the last area that I want to cover, going back into company, is messages, and we'll cover a little bit more about this tomorrow, but this is another mechanism by which we will pass knowledge on to you. So it'll either be bulletins that we need to send out in regard to system status. So for instance, if one of the services is either unavailable or degraded, typically at the moment we send out emails. We'll continue to send out emails, but we recognize that a lot of people aren't necessarily in their inboxes. They won't see those notifications. So we'll be able to send out the broadcasts and you'll see them come up here. So this will be accessed either through messages here or via the little bell icon or the notifications icon that will come up here. So this first one is PRISM rollout. So this was one that we sent internally just to say that the desktop version is going to be rolled out and could everyone restart their machines. So the very last thing to show you is then how do you access the knowledge quickly? So either you'll come in through the front page, you'll get company knowledge base, or probably the one that you'll hopefully use most frequently is this ask a question. And so in here, if I wanted to find out, for instance, how to transfer a call, so I can start typing transfer in ask a question, press enter, and it will bring up then the support search. So what this now does is it gives access to both the knowledge base, so house part calls, house transfer calls, the quick start, so here's a little tutorial on using the cloud phones, and lastly a web search, and this is a curated web search, so it's not just going out onto Google, it's going into the specific knowledge providers that we're using, Microsoft and others, and then this will give you much more specific areas around that. So for instance, if I want to find out about fonts, I can type font, and it will then give me a list of all the articles that we have regarding fonts, some of the courses that are available around that, and then the web searches on Microsoft. So rather than just throwing you to the wolves with a generic Google search, this will give you a much more targeted search on specific applications that you're using. You'll also from here have the opportunity that if you haven't found the information that you need, you can click open a ticket and that will then log a ticket for you, so you can ask that question to us and pass it on. But that is the subject of tomorrow's workshop, so I won't delve into ticket management. But for now, I think that's probably all we want to show you. We want to keep these workshops nice and short. We recognise that everyone's busy, and I think this mechanism of demonstrating and providing learning over short chunks is the ideal way. So if anyone has any questions, please pop them into the Q&A panel and we'll get those answered. So we've had a question come up saying, will the required courses automatically be flagged up to staff? The answer is yes. And so as administrators of the portal, and within each organisation, there'll be nominated administrators that can manage the portal. There's a lot more to the portal than what you see here. This is the main user view. If I dip over onto our view, you'll see that we have then infrastructure usage, security, etc., compliance, and account. And with an account, individual administrators will then be able to look at providing training and requiring people and seeing who they've completed. So it will flag up in your own broadcast messages if you need to take that course. Hopefully that's answered your question. Do we have any other questions? Well, as always, if you do have further questions, if you'd like to know more information about the portal, do get in touch with us. The service desk are all trained up on the portal and they'll be able to answer any queries for you. Otherwise, I look forward to welcoming you back tomorrow. Tomorrow is probably the most critical of the 3 sessions, and that's when we'll really dive into how you both log tickets and request services from us, how you manage your ticket status, how you can look into the updates of your ticket, and how we can communicate back and forth through the portal rather than using email as our primary interface with you. So do stay tuned, join us again at 12:30 tomorrow. And please do dive into the portal now if you so choose. It's live and available to you, and I look forward to speaking with you all tomorrow afternoon. Thank you very much and enjoy the rest of your day.